guys, my name is Micah, and today I will be walking you through the exercise known as the shoulder press. This is an exercise that targets the shoulder, specifically the medial and anterior heads, which are the front and middle. The main joints that are in motion while performing the movement are the shoulder and the elbow joint. It's very important to strengthen the muscles around the shoulder joint specifically because it is one of the most common places of injury in the whole body, and having such a large range of motion, strong stabilizing muscles are crucial. Although people don't spend a ton of time with their hands above their heads, some simple examples of movements that heavily involve the shoulder include putting things up on a shelf, the motion of bowling a ball, or really most types of throwing movements require a strong shoulder. To perform the most simple variation of the shoulder press, all you need are a couple of dumbbells and an optional chair. Because the shoulder is often such a neglected muscle for exercise, it is important to start late to avoid injury. I'd recommend for most beginners a starting weight should be around 10 to 15 pounds per dumbbell, aiming for 10 to 12 reps for 3 sets. The beginning point of the movement is having the weight around shoulder height, and the end has the arms fully outstretched upwards and the weight above your head in full extension. You can either have your arms straight out beside you or have your elbows tucked slightly inwards. This mostly comes down to preference and comfort of the shoulder. The angle you choose to hold your elbows will dictate the grip you use for holding the dumbbells. The more outward your elbows are, the more your hand will face away from you at the beginning of the motion. The end point will, however, always have the palm of your hand facing away from you like so. To ensure safety and to keep the muscle under proper tension throughout the movement, it is key to maintain a slow and controlled rate of movement, focusing on maintaining control, especially in the eccentric or downward part of the movement. There are a few things to keep in mind while performing the dumbbell shoulder press. One important thing to keep in mind is the sticking point of the motion. Typically at the bottom part of the movement, the sticking point occurs when the shoulders are no longer strong enough to raise the weight to the point where the triceps can take over. This is where a spotter comes in good hand. Having a spotter stabilize the elbows so they are able to maintain a good path upwards and assist the shoulders in raising the weight can help you get past your sticking point and push out those last few reps while avoiding injury. Another thing to be mindful of is the finishing point of the motion. If you bring your dumbbells together at the end of the motion, you are actually taking off tension from the shoulders. Letting yourself locking out is removing that tension you're looking for and actually takes away from the progress you are pushing yourself to get. Maintaining a shoulder width apart while performing the shoulder press is key for getting the most out of each repetition. When it comes to progression, everyone thinks of adding weight. This can actually be quite dangerous, especially for the shoulder muscle, being such a vulnerable joint protected by a relatively small muscle. Because of this, the safest way to begin progressively overloading is to increase the time under tension by either adding a few extra reps or maintaining a constant tension for a longer period of time. A good rule of thumb is if you could do 2 extra reps on each of your sets for 2 consecutive workout days, then the third day you can increase your weight and drop back the rep range to the initial starting point. The increase of weight should only be about a few pounds to ensure the shoulder muscle is able to keep up with the extra load, provided that you can stay away from injury or unneeded discomfort. For recovery, it is very important to stretch to avoid tight muscles around the shoulder and elbow joint. There are a few simple stretches that will hit everything you need. For the anterior deltoid, you can stretch by clasping your hands together behind your back and slowly raising them as you press your chest outwards and hold that position. For the medial deltoid, you can pull your arms across your body in a downward angle and hold. And for your tricep, you have to pull your hand towards the shoulder on the same arm, and you can raise your elbow while performing the stretch to further elongate the tricep. There are a few really good substitution exercises you can use other than the shoulder dumbbell press. If you do not wish to use your tricep but still need to improve strength in the shoulder, you can use both the side lateral raise as well as the front lateral raise to hit the medial and anterior delts respectively, without inclusion or limitation of the tricep. If your only issue while performing the standard dumbbell shoulder press is stabilization, then you can substitute the dumbbells for a simple barbell or an easy curl bar.